good news is we had a plan we ran on all of 2016. That is the plan that we're working off of right now as we implement the solutions.
That's Paul Ryan today talking about the plan to repeal and replace Obamacare. And the only problem with what he said is that today, a secret audio recording has revealed exactly what everyone suspected. The Republicans have no plan and are not close to having a plan. Joining us now is Mike DeBonis, a congressional reporter for the Washington Post, who revealed that recording today about the Republicans' private comments. Also joining us, Eli Stokel is the White House correspondent for Politico. Mike, this is an extraordinary recording. It's absolutely stunning, and I'm sure it's the first of many, since everyone in these rooms now has a recording device in their pockets. And what we discovered as we read through your report of what was said in that room is that there's clearly no plan. The Republicans are not close to that plan. And more interestingly, there are plenty of Republicans worried, not ready to go forward with anything that's being suggested.
Thanks, Lawrence. And we can only hope that there are more of these, and we encourage anyone in the position to make these sorts of recordings to do so.
Hey, Mike, while you're on that, tell us exactly what the Washington Post set up for people to feed you anonymous sourced material like this, which is what this is.
We do have on our website a way to anonymously and securely provide us with tips. I wish I could give you a web address, but if you go to WashingtonPost.com,
all right, that's good enough.
You can do that.
Yep.
What you saw in the tape, Lawrence, was the Republicans have had principles around health care, but they have not had a plan. Even though they say they have a plan, they have principles. And turning principles into a plan is a messy business, and that it certainly was messy inside that room. You had folks asking very tough questions about how exactly you're going to transition from the system we have now, repeal that, and then replace it when you don't have the support you need in the Senate to pass a fully formed replacement plan. And that bothers a lot of Republican lawmakers, rank-and-file Republican lawmakers, and the answers that the leadership is giving, that we're just going to move down all of these different paths all at once, do the fast-track reconciliation bill, do the executive actions, do some smaller bills. That doesn't necessarily add up to a replacement for Obamacare.
Boy, I'll tell you, I've been in the room like this when I was working in the Senate, and when people get this shaky about what you're trying to do, it usually just gets worse from there. I've never seen either party make one of these things gel when the members are this shaky. And I just want to read what Tom MacArthur, a Republican from New Jersey, said when you talk about principles, Mike. He reminds everyone of one of their principles and says they can't do it. He says, we're telling those people that we're not going to pull the rug out from under them. And if we do this too fast, we are, in fact, going to pull the rug out from under them. And, Eli, that's what analysts like me and everyone who knows anything about health care has been saying from the start.
Right, but this is one of those glaring places where the policy and the politics have never been in alignment. Republicans can't say this on the stage where Paul Ryan is. They have to say this in a private room because they've been campaigning for 6 years telling people they're going to repeal and replace it. Donald Trump has been telling people that it's as easy as sort of just snap your fingers and we'll fix something and it'll be beautiful. It doesn't work like that. And I think even Donald Trump understands, maybe better than some Republicans, that Obamacare has really shifted the paradigm because now people have this health care and you can't just take it away from them. That's why he's out there saying that we're going to have coverage for everyone, whereas the Republicans and Paul Ryan are really out there just trying to temper expectations and say, well, everyone will have access to coverage. So the White House and the Republicans in Congress are certainly not in alignment on this either.
Some fascinating quotes from Tom McClintock, California congressman who I've been following since his career in the state legislature. He ran a gubernatorial campaign that he didn't win, but he knows policy better than most Republican California members. He said this: we better be sure that we're prepared to live with the market we've created. That's going to be called Trump care. Republicans will own that lock, stock, and barrel, and will be judged in the election less than 2 years away. And Mike, I got to tell you, when you're in the room and you hear somebody say something like that, you mark them down in pencil as a no vote.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those are pretty serious concerns he's raising. That's really the key. The key issue here is that this simultaneous replace and repeal that Donald Trump has referred to just can't happen. It's not going to happen unless remarkably they get some magic potion that convinces 8 Democrats to go along with their plans. But even beyond that, inside the Republican conference, there's significant divisions about how to do a replacement effort. Even if they had didn't have to deal with the Democratic filibuster, it would be hard to get them united around one single plan when you have a range of ideologies and a range of policy preferences that can't necessarily be neatly accommodated in one single plan.
Yeah, that's what's so clear here. It's a very important point, Mike, that what we're seeing here is in the governing party, the majority party, they don't have an agreement and they are not close. John Faso, Republican of New York, is worried about what they're doing with Planned Parenthood. He said, "We are just walking into a gigantic political trap if we go down this path of sticking Planned Parenthood in the health insurance bill. If you want to do it somewhere else, I have no problem, but I think we are creating a political minefield for ourselves, House and Senate." And Eli, you would never get a whiff of that if you were outside of that room. This is a massive revelation about what Republicans are really thinking.
Yeah, that's right. And they're going to have to reconcile what they're thinking, for real and what they're saying publicly, because they're clearly very different. I think Donald Trump's administration is going to really have to figure out how to play this, because they have made this a big top, this is at the top of their list. The first thing they're going to do. And there's clearly a lot of problems with it.
These recording devices that everybody has on their phone have just changed Washington forever, starting today. Mike DeBonis and Eli Stokols, thank you both for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it.